All right, welcome all. Big brothers, big sisters, little sisters, middle brothers, middle sisters. This is now the Broder-N-Seester Podcast, and you live here and direct with us. And we are in the bed. So one of the first things I want to talk about is growing up with a sibling and what's that's like. So I guess how would you explain it for someone that doesn't grow up with a sibling? How would you put it down to them? You know, like I'm only an only child. How would you put it down? Or what are the
I have like a live-in best friend, like someone that I can literally wake up at any time, even though I would know that they would get mad if I were to wake them up, but they would still wake up. Like that type of friend, like
kind of having someone always on call. That's so true, because there's been times that not been upset that you've been asleep or something I want to run by you as far as an idea, or you could even be a topic on the Ambition Hour podcast. I'm just like, Claudia, this is like, I gotta talk to you. Or even like if I write a song, I'm like, yo, where you at? Because I just want to bounce ideas off of it, because really that's when it really comes down to it, and that's where you see success, when you're just going through an idea and you bounce off of it, and you finally get to it. You know,
yeah, homie literally walks into my room, sees that I am asleep.
But you still gotta check this out.
And he's still like...
But you gotta check this out.
And then I'm like, I'm up. What's up? What's going on? I can't like deny that passion. But yeah, I would say it's like living with your best friend. I would say it's that. Yeah, like it's literally like that.
What do you think are like some of the blessings? Other than that, like what are the blessings like that you go through? Like something like what I would say, you being an older sibling, like the blessings of kind of like knowing about other shit, you know, like old shit, like, you know, like, oh yeah, I know that they out there at Blue Martini, you know what I mean? Or like, you know, like, or just like, you know, when you're younger, or even like, I know it was kind of cool, at least for me, because I was a freshman going into Coral Reef, and she was a senior. So then like going in and kind of like, not to like to all the freshmen, but yeah, I was kind of flossing like, I know all the seniors, bro. Like, you know, like, oh, I only see you like around the seniors. Yeah, that's fucking right. You only see you around. I'm grown, bitch. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like kind of thing. So like, I feel like that like that has always been like that's one of like the blessings, I feel like. And someone that doesn't have a sister or like an older sibling can't think that. What would you say?
They can't. Well, I don't have an older.
No, well, I know. What would you say is a blessing?
A blessing of having a young, like a
or having a sibling. Yeah, I guess it doesn't have to be younger or anything.
A blessing on having a sibling is you have somebody that you like truly just share your trauma with. Like it's maybe not the same, but it's also like something that you're able to you guys are experiencing your parents' love together. You guys are experiencing a lot of different things together. Like I know in our case, we moved at a young age, so I didn't have anybody but my sibling. You know what I mean? Like I had nobody. Literally, it was like me, my parents, and my sibling. You know, so it was like experiencing new things. And
yeah, let's talk about like the first couple of nights on how that was, because like, speaking in my experience, I mean, it was a little different when we moved into this house, because it was a little bit more lonelier, and you know, we weren't sleeping with everybody. Because and also I wanted to tell you, we moved from San Jose, California, to Miami, Florida, basically like around. Well, I was 4, you were 7.
It's been 21 years.
It's been 21 years. I still claim Cali. Don't get it fucked up.
It was 21 years actually, like of the May 31st.
May 31st.
Was 21 years.
21 years living in Miami. But how old were we when we got here?
I was 8 turning 9.
8
so
turning 9?
You were 5 turning 6.
Turning 6. Going into the first grade, and my cousins were really like, at least for those 6 years, were really important in my life. Like I said, like older, you know, I'm gonna shout out to all the younger siblings. You already know who they love the most. You know who they love the most. You know they had to get it right. It's the last one to perfection. You know what I mean? To perfection. Anyways, let me talk my shit, Claudia. Don't interrupt.
It is the Broder-N-Seester.
Damn, what was I saying?
You were saying about like leave because of your cousins.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And then being older, you know, like, and living through them so much, and just learning so much, and being like, they're cool, or even being like, you know, like there was a point where there was like young cousins, and then like there was the bigger cousins that were hanging out, and only some of them, you know what I mean, will be over there sometimes and seeing what's up, you know what I mean, getting to see baby boy and stuff like that. Like I didn't get to see that when I was a kid, because I was only like 5 years old, you know, like I probably wouldn't even known anything, or I probably did see it.
It probably wasn't baby boy. It was probably like Friday or something like that. So like, you were young.
Oh, okay, my bad. I just remember my cousin. I don't know why. Oh, that's probably a trip when we came back when they were talking about the shrine and kind of like what that was all like. And that's when I realized about the whole like Pac was supposed to play that part. But yeah, coming here, and after the house that we were staying in, which was our
grandfather's.
Our grandfather's house. God bless him. We were staying in there. Moving in Miami, we didn't have family, so we're actually meeting new family. So then, like, for a while, when you're young, that's kind of cool. Kind of meeting your grandpa, you don't even really know your other grandpa from California. So kind of seeing that and that aspect and just seeing a different person. Also with, like, Renardo.
Yeah,
and,
being around cousins that we weren't raised.
We were
raised around,
and they're already
seen them like one time, 2 times,
grown up and completely other individuals. Like they are night and like we love them to death. But they're just like everybody has that in their family. Like what cousins are like a little like this cousin this way and this way, this cousin, like our different ways. Like or you bond in different aspects. So meeting them. But then when we finally came to here is basically my point. When I cried those first couple of nights.
You
like
did.
Yeah, of course, and like I just like missing it and missing California and just realizing like holy shit, I cried on the flight here. Like let's keep it 100. This is half 600. So like
the flight here is still to this day one of the most traumatizing things of my life.
And like not saying that of course there's no time for perfect parenting or anything like that, or there's no right moment. You can never wait for the right moment. Just like this podcast, it's not a right moment. It's just to do it. Got the same T-shirt. Shout out to the wanted to throw on the hoodie, but it's all good.
And then I freaked it. Type shit. So you just simply got to do and you got to go do it. What was my point towards that though? Towards saying the story about moving here.
Oh yeah, so there was no point in that. To make matters worse, we just had like the biggest, literally probably the biggest family event outing. One of like my godmother, she got married. She gets married, so it's like the biggest party.
Yeah, it's like ever. One of the best parties of my life.
Ever. I think you're in the wedding and you're just being there, and my aunt is my everything to this day. When I go to Palm Springs, I have a place to stay. I am a resident there. She has my card.
She has your card.
Shout out to Brooklyn
that's the Bronx.
I know I said it, but that's what I said. So shout out to BX. You already know that I'm picking up my card. I'm picking up my card this weekend for my dog's birthday.
So we ended up having to leave the next day, pretty much. Like we ended up being around all of our family. All of our family had a great time at the party. We just enjoyed ourselves so much, and then we had to get on a flight and travel to the other side of the United States. And we didn't realize that. Like something that I always tried to recognize too as an adult especially is that we didn't realize that where we were moving was on the other side. Like I always understood that it was like a bus ride away.
Right. Yeah. That's so true, right? Because even like when I was younger, like I thought fucking China was right next to California. Like you just thought things were just like closer.
Yeah, don't.
Or like, Miami's this far, but we're gonna be right there. We'll be back in our cousin's arms. You know what I mean? Or
like I didn't understand why people were saying goodbye, and then it was just like, because we're leaving, but why is it like this?
So you like remembered people saying bye?
Yeah, I remember at the wedding, everybody saying bye. I remember leaving our house and it being completely empty. And I remember some of our aunt's books were already in the house because she was moving into the house that we were leaving. So there was books of hers, and I remember her actually being there. She was one of the last. I think she was the last person to see us before we left.
Wow, that's true, and actually the first person that we see when we do get back.
Yeah, because she picks it with we end up being with her that time.
Yeah, shout out to her. She showed the contact.
She's the best thing ever.
Yeah, she's so fucking awesome.
She's one of the women that has helped raise me. I say that all the time.
And she's the reason why everybody's a disappointment. My godmother is just my Martina. This is everything to me. So, what else would you say? At least, growing up with someone. Hold on, let me get back to me. Growing up with someone also, true. At least someone from the opposite sex. Always seeing the aspect of what do the girls like? What do the girls even find attractive? Or what type of guys are they looking at? So that's something kind of like an intel, even though I still don't understand y'all. But I'm trying every single day. I want more information, but it's a little difficult. It's a little difficult. But I mean, just just seeing that and like understanding, and even like I think we talked about it before, or like the trauma of a girl going through her period for the first time. Like I guess I understand it because it's also my sister, and any man would tell you also true that at least who's close with their sisters and with their mothers, it also affects how I am with any woman that is in my life or passes by me, because it's that's someone's sister, that's someone's mother, that's like someone's also like a daughter. I don't have kids, so can't relate, but yeah, just like it's always traveled with me, and just making sure that not a fucking creep or a weirdo when it comes to ladies or being around the girls.
I would say that's awesome of you, because I know something as a sister that was always something that I wanted for you to like kind of see, like, hey, this is how you were to treat a woman, and just for me being of the opposite sex of you, and to see the type of man you are, is just like, man, it's kind of hard for these guys to like step up to me when I have such an awesome brother. You know what I mean? Like, I was raised around a man who set an example of, because there's been so many times that like you'll tell me straight up like, yo, like, no. Like, you shouldn't be doing that, or you shouldn't be putting up with that, or you shouldn't, you know what I mean? Like, it was funny because we went to dinner the other day, and I checked the check, and he paid for it, and it wasn't
that's a gentleman, Mama raised the right man,
And so he pays for that. I ended up checking the check because I wanted to see something, and he's just like, don't ever do that. And then I was just like, oh, like, I would.
Oh, no. Oh, well, you misunderstood me. But, like I said, I never do that.
Oh, check the check.
Like, check the check. Or, like,
because my dog got money.
Or, like, well, no, let's relax. Let's relax. I'm going to start that narrative. But, like, no, it's because, like, I don't really look at the items, basically. And, like, I see, like, right, is there more than what we got? No, not really. Does it look really reasonable? Yeah, okay, good. Like, bam, let's do it. So, but I don't really, like, check, if there's like an extra Pepsi being charged, you know what I mean? Sometimes, I guess. So like, that's what I was saying. I never do, but don't ever do that. That's funny.
I thought when you said that, I was just like, oh shit. I was just like, bro.
Like, you can see the receipt after I'm done paying with it. Of course, you could see the bag. You could pay with the book. You want to pay with the pen. You want to, you want to do the math for me for the taxes. Go right ahead. Like, knock yourself out. But as far as paying for it, gotta do it. Unless it's understood in that relationship that we're going some types of halvesies. We have the built of partnership. And
are we talking about Broder-N-Seester, or are we talking about relationship?
Oh, we're talking about relationships real quick.
Right,
Okay. But you're right. Thank you, Claudia, keeping me on track. But I was stumbling on a mouse there. The wrong podcast. Right, let me get it right back. So that's hilarious. Yeah.
Because when as the brother, that's something.
Sister.
Yeah, that's
my sister.
That's my sister.
Shout out to my other aunt. We'll explain that later. But
yeah, so something that we do as I'm pretty sure that other brothers and sisters do this as well. I would hope. What?
No, keep on going.
They're like the whole like sharing.
Sharing?
Or like splitting bills, or like splitting something, or like splitting a gift.
Splitting a gift, or even like some of the equipment here. We'll split it, we'll bust it down in the middle together. Or we always been on that too. Like even with a couple of things, it's a cigarette for the kids that we be doing, and then we'll split into that too, especially in the earlier stages and shit. And everything. I was really gonna say my bad, but like how you're saying, but this is also true with sharing like favorite movies or something like that, or like my god, and then like they also like the movie too, so you're watching the movie and like you guys are saying the lines. If you saw episode 71 of the Ambition Hour podcast, we kind of go off a little bit about Wedding Crashers, but this is before that. We're talking about like 3D Mighty Ducks. We're talking like we're talking about Three Ninjas. And ladies and gentlemen, this is the first episode. Let me just remind you guys, this is the first episode of the Broder-N-Seester Podcast. So that was so awesome.
That's an awesome movie. How could you not say that after D3 the Mighty Ducks?
That's right after that. What would you say after that? Then we have like Lion King, Aladdin, kind of like we'll switch over. Space Jam
got
huge.
stuck in one of our VCRs.
That's how much we liked it.
We played it, yeah.
We liked it, and even my mom. Shout out my mom or my dad. I don't know. I don't want to give anyone credit. They see this now, they all mad. But they bought the VHS. Like how the DVD come out with some like exclusive, like a pin. And that's probably
it was like a little medallion or something.
A little coin there.
It was official.
Yeah, it was real. It was official tissue. And then. we watched that movie so much. Because the thing about us in the Lark Spot and the Longsword Kids household, movies get ran through. If it didn't break, that's because we didn't play it enough. Because
That's a fact.
we will watch movies non-stop, back to back. So sickening that we even did it with like family, friends that would come over and stuff like that. Like, no, we're only watching this movie on repeat.
I feel like that's just something that like as kids that you do, because if you think about like Olivia and her obsession with Coco, like she was obsessed with it last year when I went to California. It's been a year.
It's been a year. You're just fascinated
always wants
with
to
it.
see it.
Yeah, of course.
And then she feels the same way about Toy Story. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
also, I guess true. Like, speaking of aging, but just like growing up too is you kind of sense like the time. You know, like when you're younger, you kind of don't see it as much time. You know, like you'll pay the Goofy movie back to back to back to back, probably watch it 3 times. Good one. You know, another 3 times, and then you'll go outside and play or whatever. Again, to get your morning started.
What was that? So get up.
Oh man, we gotta play it. We're gonna knock that. We're gonna finish the episode with that one. But where were we at? Like yeah.
The Goofy movie, and then you don't realize that.
You don't realize as much as time goes by.
It's like, yeah, it's like
as
a waste
time goes
of time.
by. Yeah, as time time goes by, and just like, oh shit, that was that much. You know, like now, being older, you kind of like looking at your time and making sure, you know, like even when you're young, you used to do shit and like fuck off. Nowadays, it's more like, nah, my time is a little bit more valuable. I'm actually not gonna get into this fist fight and fuck up this T-shirt because it's actually kind of a cool T-shirt, but I want to wear it again. And you just go, you know, you just start thinking a little different.
You just start making a little bit more decisions, like different decisions.
Anything else you want to cover on that, like growing up with a sibling?
Well, I would say another thing about growing up with a sibling would be, or like a brother. It would be just like seeing the side, like just like how you see a woman's side, like I see the man's side, not just in like that you're a gentleman and stuff like that, but I also see like
sports
the
and
sports
shit.
Like I understand about the sports, I understand about the games. I probably know movies that girls with sisters don't know.
Wait, what brother? Girls with
like, because if it's a sister my
bad.
Then they don't really.
Yeah, ain't no Tia and Tamara here.
You know what I mean? Like, but this is all siblings are welcome
here. Hey, y'all welcome on the show.
We're just brothers and sisters, so this is how we relate. Brother-Seester. He's the brother, I'm the sister. So
she the sister and I'm the brother.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just something that like I always felt like I had an upper hand on, and it always like gave me like cool points that I had a brother.
True that. I mean, like you understand the obsession of when the new 2K comes out. I mean, like probably a little bit better than probably
like
any other
Call
female.
Of Duty.
Or like Call of Duty, or like even the sense of just like games. You know, like or even play. You know, like or even playing it. Like I think
Call of Duty.
Girls that have siblings or brothers that are siblings. They probably experience that too, you know, not tomboyish, but like, you know, they get into a little bit of like, yeah, you know what's up with what the boys are doing.
Like football.
What's something that like was cool that you like that kind of crossed over to you? You know what I mean? Like something that I liked you're like, oh, okay, you know what I mean? What the fuck is that? But
most recently, the Joe Budden podcast.
The Joe Budden podcast?
Yeah.
Dying to talk about it. Okay. Okay. I was gonna say like music was something
music was definitely something.
So a little different, and yeah, we were younger, so like Claudia was heavy into NSYNC. You know what I mean? Like she was heavy into NSYNC. So then like then I was just like, damn, that is some good ass music. You know what I mean? You know, if I could even know what music was at that point, but just that, and just seeing like what was like, yeah, my bad. Go ahead, keep going.
No, I don't. I would love to know like what as far because like what would because you're saying that like the music, which is that's something that's very important because I felt like we've always bounced off music.
Like that was something cool. Like I'm not sure. Like I think I was into Pokemon and then you kind of got into Pokemon.
Sure did.
You know, like type of thing. So I think that and it was just like other things like tit for tat type things. You know, like there would even be like artists. So like we could talk about maybe
we actually can talk about
a lot of artists,
Currency,
you know,
Wiz,
you know, like
Lupe,
mm-hmm.
Kanye. We've gone to a lot of concerts together, so that's something that has been one of the probably the biggest things that had crossed over,
Right.
to where it's just like I fuck with the artist that you like because it's just like, oh shit, she's, my brother said he was cool.
Right, or even like to bring it, because you're right. We should talk about the present day rather than thinking about the past. Is like even like Meg Thee Stallion, or just like different type of artists. Ari Lennox. Like her talking about that, or even like shout out my boy John Fifth. You know what I mean? Like I listened to his music a little. Like I listened to his music a little bit. Claudia like really was pushing down on that. All right, let me listen to him more. Even shout out to the homie also too from LA. What's his name? Came out with the album last year with this year with the whole movie, Interscope, Boogie.
Oh, West Side Boogie.
West Side Boogie. Like okay, let me check that out. Even like Rico Nasty, and sometimes you get like upset. You're just like, damn man, I really should just like listen to her or whatever like that, or like like really just like check out that artist. And at least recent memory. So the Joe Budden podcast. I was driving, right? I was driving. There was a small point in time, a small window. I was taking this little one to work, right? And we were
that's what a real brother does.
That's what a real one does. And then that's also smart, because you got to be full efficiency out here. We're trying to be green, bruh. So the Joe Budden podcast, I would listen to this on the way. Even on the way back, I'll probably still be listening to it too. And it's almost to a sense like, because I think I even gave you the warning. I said, we're going to listen to what I want to listen to. And it's going to be a podcast.
I don't think you even just told, you would just put it in. It was just like, well, it's not my car.
Yeah, and it was kind of like whatever. And she would laugh occasionally. Sometimes she was kind of like into it and not really.
I mean, like, what they saying?
What was this before podcast? Before Ambition Hour?
This was this was after. This was after.
I
so
she already got her whole thing going on. Go ahead.
I didn't start watching it on my own, I would say, until dang, I don't really remember. I think it was before I got my car. I can't remember, but it was just like one time I was just like I didn't want to wait for you.
Yeah, like and that's also like what I guess I wanted her to get down to, because it was like, yeah, like you need to listen to these other parts, or there's parts that were saying like, damn, I wish you should we hear that, or something like that, like I was hella dying or laughing or something like that. Now I feel like nowadays it's different. Like she's caught up, I'm not caught up, I'm running behind. I'm like still like 2 episodes behind.
And I'm like, you're behind.
Yeah, we actually even want to go check out the Joe Budden podcast, the live podcast when they came to Miami, and that was pretty cool, just seeing how like a podcast is done even live and even with a crowd.
Yeah. For me, it's funny because when I listen to an episode or when I watch an episode, like I try not to talk about it a lot on Twitter or like on Instagram, because I know you may see it and I don't want to spoil it for you.
Yeah, because like
he doesn't like spoiler alerts.
I don't like a spoiler alerts because it's just like really well, and it's not like something so small for me could be a spoiler too. First of all, fuck that guy who was sitting behind me because you spoiled Endgame for me, and like,
oh, the guy who was sitting behind,
and he just casually said it. Spoiler alert if you haven't seen the Endgame. Claudia, do you care? Iron Man dies.
Oh no!
And he just said that in passing, just random conversation, just like it was, like if it was fucking, just like a cockroach he killed. And it's not like the movie's only been out for like 1 weekend, and
that must have affected you.
I didn't see not one promo clip. I stood away from all that. I was trying to be a good cinema goer.
Damn, the Joe Budden podcast fans need to be better.
Right there, plain as day. And then you know what? I try to say it, and I was just like, nah.
He was talking about something else.
Nah, he just talking shit. He just trying to get his friend to go see the movie. He's excited, he's ramped up off emotions. Oh my god, yeah, it's all about.
So is that true? Did you Google it?
No, I saw the movie, Claudia, and it is true.
You did see that.
Robert Downey Jr. would no longer be in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, at least in the present time, or not in the. I think they'll probably put him back in like some hologram. Definitely coming back.
Some Tupac shit. I feel it.
Well, because he already kind of did that. You know what I mean? Like in the movie, in the movies and stuff like that, and kind of like talking to people when he wasn't there, and like augmented.
So they were preparing us. Yeah, so it's like not weird now.
It's just like basically like you don't gotta come to set. Just do your voiceovers.
I feel it. That's something else that I would say has crossed over, because I've never really cared for those type of movies, but I watched them because of you.
Right, and you actually enjoyed one, like, what was it, a year ago, when we watched Thor Ragnarok.
Yeah, that one was good.
That one was really
funny. The one with the Hulk, right?
Yeah, that was the one with the Hulk.
Yeah, that one was really, really good. And that's when I saw the preview for Black Panther.
So, Oh damn.
Yeah, that's why I'm there.
And then
That's
we saw we
when we talked about it on here.
Oh yeah.
Didn't we? I feel like we
I
did.
think we did. I mean, I'm pretty sure we did.
That's
Because
crazy.
Black Panther was pretty
That
huge.
feels like such a long
And
time.
Claudia's number one question. She want to talk. We're not talking about the. Well, no, you know what? This is where we'll talk about that shit. Like, oh, your go-to question is to ask if you what Drake album is the best. You know, her go-to question is you heard the.
You heard the Black Panther
Yeah, at least for
album?
the first 6 months of the Missionary podcast, that was the go-to question.
Hey man,
It wasn't a bad question though,
everybody that I've talked to, if it casually
and if you're doing music, you need to listen to it.
if it casually comes up, it's to work like we are talking about.
We
that
gonna
project.
talk about it.
Yeah, because it was a good one.
What about like sports and shit, like basketball? You know, like, cause I remember you being like a little into football. I don't know if that was like a guy thing or whatever like that, but
I mean, I wanted to date a football player.
what do you think about, like, did it make you interested in basketball more, or like even like recently now, like you kind of like read the book of The Trainer of Kobe and Michael and stuff like that. So like that's kind of like opened you up to it. So basically, who is your favorite basketball player, Claudia? Let me try to make sure that I raised her right.
Oh. That's a tough question.
I
wasn't ready.
I
wasn't ready for this question.
Never be ready.
I would say it's because a couple of players come to mind.
Oh god, here we go.
They're actually more than a couple.
Guys, I mean, guys and gals.
The first one that
germs and ladies. I said this in the beginning. Women are complicated.
The first one that comes to mind is Kobe.
That's it. Okay, so what is your favorite team?
I'm very like iffy about that. It's Golden State.
Okay, so what is your favorite era of basketball? Was it 90s to early 2000s, kind of like, or when the Heat were started winning? Basically, like when the LeBron season, I guess you could say. Everything, no, because I'm really talking about everything after 2000 to 2009.
I would say the three-peat, Kobe and Shaq, Lakers.
There you have it.
Yeah,
3 for 3, baby.
For me, I feel like because like now I want to talk about it. That's probably why I want to. That's probably why I didn't want to make a decision. Okay, so for me, Kobe is like number one because I just remember like seeing him on like.
Oh, you a ranker type motherfucker.
Kobe is just like he's just like a superstar for I feel like for my like the time of me falling in love with basketball. And
Brandy went to fucking prom with him.
Yeah, like that, like and he was on like Moesha. He was just like he was like the heartthrob. He was just so much for like my generation and like what he did. Yeah, like what he did and like he came like straight from high school and like everybody knew about him. And then with the thing with me and Michael Jordan, why I love him so much and why he's obviously on that list is because he was just larger than life. Like he had 2 kids from San Jose, California, wearing bubble Chicago Bulls jackets. You know what I mean? Like larger than life. It was like the big screen TV, and you saw like I remember seeing like just the games and just seeing like my dad's passion and like all like it also goes down to like having a brother, but then also just having a father who just loves that shit and like
it's true. You didn't see not one bull. Didn't know at Chicago or go.
Yeah.
And still was out there, with those bubble jackets.
Yeah, and then so
drip.
Yeah, for
Big
sure.
drip.
Like we got hooked up, and then obviously like Wade, because Wade would be my other one, and then Steph.
Well, those are obvious. Those are the players.
I mean, Steph is one of the best players ever, I would say, but
best shooter ever, So and he changed the game. Literally changed the game. Okay, cool. I felt good about that.
And then I feel
go ahead.
I feel like what the Lakers did, I feel like it opened up a gate for like other, like we talked a little bit about this, but it like opened up the gate for like other teams to just like kill and like do their thing. And like we also got greats like think of all the players that were groomed during the three-peat. Like we got Allen Iverson, we got the Detroit Pistons team that went on to win a couple of
Chauncey.
Yeah, and then like the Celtics. That's
Claudia's favorite player. Well, one of her favorite.
I love him every time that they have him on wherever the fuck.
He's on ESPN.
Yeah, okay. It's because it'll be ESPN, TNT, ABC. A bitch be confused. I just want to watch basketball.
Okay, keep on going.
No,
It's
go ahead.
complicated, Claudia. This is complicated.
Oh, but y'all say we complicated. All right, bet. I can't even just watch basketball on one station.
No,
I got
a
3.
finding there. We have a finding. We're gonna bring this up to court.
I got 3.
Okay. Anything else you wanted to say?
No.
So that's basically.
I like getting my basketball shit off.
Yeah, but like, get your basketball shit off. Yeah. AI. You saw her Steph putting it in there. She was dropping some gems. So that's basically what you really could the topics that you expect on this podcast, on the Broder-N-Seester Podcast. We're gonna we're gonna just go through things that like we've gone through. We're gonna get a little deep on some episodes, but we're also what we really want to harp on really on this is just like what I said, growing up with a sibling and kind of like what's that like. Those who don't have a sibling, you got your brother and sister right here. So you tripping, you got us, so you could come and chill for us for a while. I wanted to talk about this whole thing, because you could see your boy is now part of had done upgraded gang in this bitch, and we basically did this yesterday. Kyle wanted to talk a little bit about this, so go ahead, take it away.
So yesterday, he was thinking about getting a new phone, and he's like, I want a new phone, and this and that, because honestly, like nowadays they're making it so easy to get a new phone that it's just like, should I just fix my screen or should I just get a new phone? So my dog went and he decided that like we're gonna go get the new phone, but then the girl who is pretty much like helping us, she's really like good at her job, and she got me into getting a Apple Watch. So I ended up getting the Apple Watch. Bam. And yeah, so it was an amazing deal. Shout out to her. Her name is Herika at T-Mobile. Tell her that the Broder-Seester crew sent ya, because yeah, we referred ya. It's the one by Sedano's on 152nd. Yeah, there you go. Talk that shit, Claudia. Let them know. Let them know where it's at. Yeah, the Walgreens 24. Yeah, where the McDonald's
right there.
is, where that Goodwill is. Yes, sir. Right there. Mm-hmm. Right next to that McDonald's. So y'all make sure that y'all check that out if you want more. We got her number, so if you want to just ask. South Florida, T-Mobile. So she pretty much just like, it was just awesome. And then so today, I was thinking about it. I'm like, man, I'm so selfish because, in his moment of getting something new, like I just had to like get something new too.
I mean, yeah, and it's also kind of weird because I didn't think about this, but when you said that, I was like, it's also like it's about to be her birthday weekend. Like I'm about to be, because he kind of said it too. She was like, "Go be all in New York with the new phone." And it's like, I'm gonna have the phone that you got. I'm basically getting the phone that you have.
True, but so then it was just like, for me, I apologized to him. I was just like, yo, I'm sorry, like, if you felt like I kind of like I got something new shit.
I mean, I didn't. Like, I honestly didn't. Like, I was happy that she got it, like, because she was talking about it, and I was like, like, and I was just kind of making sure, like, it's something that she wanted to do, so I didn't want to, like, like, yeah, man, I think you should get it. Yeah, I think you should get it. I really want you to get it, or, like, you'll see the value in it and stuff like that, or you'll use it really for what it's used for with the activities, like, all your steps. So I wasn't really, like, tripping on it, and I was like, damn, that makes sense. It's her birthday, and I don't know what she did, bro. She put, I don't know what code she put in there, but she said, listen, y'all dumb. Basically, she said this, y'all dumb as fuck
to not get
this watch, because if you just walk out here with this phone, it's gonna be $35 more if you walk out with the watch. With that, and
it was like more money. It was more money not get the watch.
So it was just like, oh, this is the Broder-N-Seester Podcast, so we definitely need that. We definitely need that little discount or that little promo code. Supposedly the promo code, a little promo that's happening for June. So hurry up.
It was clutch. And so that also, it also brings up the conversation of, like, me having a sidekick.
Oh, yeah.
And, like, your older sibling, I can imagine, like, having all the cool shit.
Like, having all the cool shit, or, like, just seeing them with the nice new gadget, or with the shit that you don't got, the shit that they bought for them, and it's not yours, you know what I mean? Like, for the sidekick, like, seeing that, and it's just like, dog, everybody, shout out CAB, he had a sidekick. I'm like, bruh, all I want to do is get a sidekick,
Sidekicks were the shit.
I wanted to type in there, wanted to check my AIM messages, because I was popping. I had like 4 or 5 teams on call on the AIM. You know what I mean? So like, it was. I'm so sad. I saw your reaction to that.
Pretty brown eyes,
Wait, hold on. Let's talk about this.
See it.
Let's talk about AIM for a quick second, and about the away messages.
Oh. we was giving motherfuckers the business on
Giving
the
them
away message.
bars. I was giving them Cassidy bars because I was just like, and I was like giving them other people's bars or like Lloyd Banks bars. You know, like I said, I had a girl, so like you know, and I was trying to get my rapper, my young, you know, I'll be
Hobbs been rapping since forever.
you know, this some shit I scripted for you. You know, that shit's fucking Cassidy track 3. You know what I mean? But like, or no, there's some shit like you know, like this is how I feel about you, baby. You know, play that fabulous. You know what I mean?
Can't let you go.
Can't let you,
bro. That's the worst song to dedicate to a girl.
That's the, first of all, bro,
why did Fab do that?
I had about like I done broke up with a girl, got with another girl, all 3 of them got that.
Damn, I really want to be with you.
Damn, man, I'm out here explaining. Man, we gonna have to edit some of this shit.
No, but you know what? I just like really like dudes was really
oh hell yeah,
like
you know what I mean?
dedicating that song to girls and
mad girls.
And it's like a side bitch song.
Some side bitches liked it though. My favorite one though, and I mean like, and it's a little bit off top, but like my favorite one really to pull out. You know, if I got the Serato, I'm just gonna play this song. You know, you remind that's your song. You remind me of a girl that I once knew. No, not that one. Hold up.
Which one?
No, it's you make me wanna leave the one I'm with, start a new relationship with you.
This is what you. That song got me in a relationship. That song.
Wait, hold on. That's Usher. Yeah, that's
in
Usher.
a way. Yeah, now that we talking about it,
bruh.
Ding, 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 ding. And this is how we came up with the name of the show.
And this is basically this is how we came up with the show. Yeah, literally. So yeah, the away messages, but that So that was AIM was big for that. What's some other shit you got? I think my dad had like a portable DVD player, but like all of a sudden was like, yeah, it's Claudia's, or like oh no, the laptop, bruh. I'm talking about homie's been interested in computers. I don't even touch a computer, and then all of a sudden she got a computer. She got a laptop before I get a laptop. I'm like,
I did get a laptop, right?
Yeah, and then they freaked it with like, oh, your godfather helped us out to get this laptop for you and all this shit. And it's just like, oh, okay, damn. You know, I'm like, thanks, but you guys could have just got me a laptop and got Claudia. And that's the thing, though. You know what I mean? Like, it's the shit you don't understand. Like, you're growing up, like, damn, kid. You know what I mean? Like, we couldn't afford two of these things.
two
you know
laptops.
What I mean? Two of these things. What about the scooter for you? Was that a thing? Because I remember we have a tragic story about a scooter.
Bro, I'm still hurt about that scooter.
My bad to bring it up. I know, dog. I know you're still upset about it.
Bro, so he got a scooter. The scooter, like the Razor scooters, those were like the shit growing up. Until you got hit on the knee, on the freaking ankle with them. But so he had one, and like he always had one, and so we would always have to share it. He never wanted to share.
I always had it. Like I always had to use it, or like it's like gone somewhere.
He would share it, but like not really.
Okay.
And
sorry. Okay.
And I'm sticking to it. But then I ended up getting one for Christmas, and then like literally the next day it's gone.
It's gone.
It is gone.
Like what the fuck? Like, and it was like even at night, like it was like, yo, we left it right here.
Like gone. And our neighborhood was the last neighborhood.
Yeah, it was
like, and it was like,
it's a freaky thing. Like, I don't know who the fuck did that. Whoever you are, I hope you have
I hope you hit yourself on the ankle multiple times on my fucking scooter.
Yes, whatever kid, like unfortunately, you got more ankle support than any of us because your fucking shit got banged up and you needed more therapy or whatever. I don't know.
You know what's crazy is that the day after was actually Christmas Day because I opened up on Christmas Eve.
Who was out there sinning?
Sinning.
Like a motherfucker.
Crazy, right?
Crazy. What do you got?
Damn, like there's some like Christmases it just like is
shit really hit the fan type shit.
For sure.
Anything else that you could think of like
as a sibling thing, yes, I did have something that came to my mind that I wanted to talk about, and it's like you just know like, oh no, she won't like that, or like no, he won't like that, or like she like, or like even when we play games, like, oh no, she won't know that, Like that happens like when you're in a relationship, but I feel like when you're a brother and a sister, like as close as we are,
Yeah.
I feel like that's something that
Yeah.
that like you just know. You're just like they're not gonna know that because you were raised with them.
Yeah, you're like, you don't know this.
Like you won't know
Like,
this.
I know this and I'm seeing at it, but I know me telling you, there's no way you're gonna get it, or you're not gonna get the references that I'm gonna try to pinpoint or whatever like that. That is true as fuck, yeah. And like that's kind of like the beautiful. That really is what it is growing up with a sibling. That's really the true blessing right there. Is that you have someone that kind of gets and knows your in and outs and knows your triggers and knows the trauma that you did when you growing up and what happened with your family, what doesn't happen. You know, like moving and that whole aspect. So that really is like like I said, man, like I feel like having a sibling is really a blessing and it's one of the best things. Like I wouldn't ask for another sibling, of course not, but yeah.
Who's better than me?
Also, what I wanted to talk about was I think a lot of us been through this, and it's just losing a pet and losing that family pet. We had this event happen to us this year. I do want to give a shout out. I have a long list of shout outs though. You know, we have my dog Patufa.
Yeah.
You know, a real one. Got away from us. You know, a couple birds here and there. I wasn't too fond of the birds. They're really just like my dad's was like on the bird, but they were still a family.
We've had a lot of birds and fish.
And fish. God rest their souls. Down the toilet they go. My dog Happy, you know, which was like the dog that I had was like my first dog. Passed away too. And our pet chickens that he freaking tossed up.
Oh yeah,
and
we had pet chickens too.
Seeing that was kind of crazy too, but then it was kind of raw. Cause like that's fucking right. That's my dog.
That's how I felt. He was a hunting dog.
Yeah, he was a hunting dog, so it was like fucking right. Well, that's his wiring. That's his internal wiring.
That's his genetic code.
That's his genetic code. There you go. So yeah, you wanted to talk, but we really wanted to talk about Nala. And I'm sorry, I want you to talk more. I feel like I'm like owning this a little too much, and this is too much pressure for a younger sibling.
That's what you have an older sibling for, to take up the little slack that. Well, I don't know, because I feel like we just pick up each other's slack, and I think that's one of the perks. But I don't feel like every brother and sister has that.
Not that tandem like we do, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and I'm not shitting. It's just like some brothers and sisters are not that close, you know?
Nah, fuck that, Javier. We're better.
Talk that shit. Yeah, facts. You ain't that close with your sister. You know? The fuck? Do you know when her birthday is?
Do you have a podcast with her, with your sister?
Do you still have this picture on your phone? No, we didn't have to go to the family albums and hours of looking at the closet. No, we had that on demand, baby.
Yeah,
fucking
exactly.
Right.
So losing a pet was first of all, like losing Pitufa, because you did mention that, and I don't feel like we ever fully were able to like heal from that.
Oh no.
Because it was just something that it was just like, because there's even days now where I'm like, yo, she was just gone one day.
Literally almost like the scooter.
Like the scooter event. It was just like she was just gone one day. We heard one story. We didn't know if it was true. Till this day, we don't know if that's true. You know what I mean? That was a story we fell in love with, though. That was a story we fell in love with because of the hates that we had in our heart for that person.
Right, or that little... it was like that person was suspect. It was kind of like you weren't that close with them, so why not?
Yeah, exactly.
So it's just like them?
You fall in love with that story. So
and fall in love with being and falling in love with hating them, basically.
Yeah, pretty much. And then so with her, like that one was hard because she was a dog that we brought from California to here. But recently we had to put our dog to sleep, and so that as because you were actually the first person that I spoke to about it.
Yeah.
Like I knew that it was something that I wanted to do for a while, and I knew that the only person that I could talk to about it was him, because he would be the one to tell me, who would either like calm me down, because I'm the type of person who I would see that and I was so scared to bring it up because it would feel real. And then with him, it's just like me telling him like it's real, but I feel like I have support with it. So you were the first person that I was able to talk about it with.
It was so hard also to just like, yeah, kind of speak that truth, because there's all these stories, again, you know, that you create in your head, and like, what does that mean about me? I have to put my dog down.
Yeah.
You know, what I could have done, what I should have done, and all those adubs, you know,
the shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Yeah, appear, and you're just like, damn. But then you also see your dog not being the same. and
for a very long time too.
yeah, and just seeing a change over, you look at other, so I don't want to get too much into that, but yeah, that was hard having that conversation, but having that real conversation, because I was also real with her. I didn't want to also be romantic with it, because it's been causing a lot of people stress, just like also for the house, aesthetically, like it didn't smell the greatest, we will clean, wash her, she was infected with some type of bug, so she had a lot of stuff going on basically, and just seeing her as a dog, and just talking about it now, like it's almost like so human-esque, and there's still a spirit in there, and that's still in our hearts, it's crazy. I don't want to fast forward, but go ahead if you have anything to say.
No, it's just like I guess just hearing you speak on that, and like how they're like real people, and like for me it's like it's been hard for me to like come home and like she's really not here.
Yeah, any little like noise or I hear, like it's so crazy, like I'll hear such like, and then Claudia would it's so funny because I'll do that, I'll think that, but then like Claudia the next day would be like, it's so weird, I feel like Nala was like, I think you said that on Sunday, and it was like on Saturday I heard some shit, and it almost sounded like it was because she used to have a bell when she was younger, so it almost sounded like that, but like of course then I knew, like, all right, I'm tripping, you know what I mean, like, or like it was probably something else, this girl probably picked up her key, you know what I mean, like it was something else, so yeah, man, like it's just like, wow, then and it's like it's more, you're mourning someone, kind of in a sense,
yeah, because it's like there's a spirit that no longer occupies your home.
Yeah, man, that's tough, man. I know. Even with Happy, it was a little different. Also, my mind, my head was a little cloudy. So like just seeing that happen, but also like, yeah, dogs are just, you see them age. You see them go through things, and just like in your life, and they have like their like calendar year is faster than ours. So
yeah, and she lived a very long time. But it was but it was very great that I had like I had my brother there to like. Facts. To help me in the decision in the beginning, to like have somebody to talk to about it, because I felt like I didn't really have anybody to talk to, because I didn't feel like any one of my parents would have given me an answer, because I felt like it just wouldn't have been, I felt like it would have just been so conflicted asking both of them, or talking to one of them would have been like,
talk to this one.
Yeah, or like, yeah, or like, oh yeah, like it was just like, it would have just been too much. So then when I talked to him, it was just like I was talking to an adult. Mm-hmm. Like I was talking to my brother, an adult. Like
I'm a man.
Not like that. My parents.
No. I know. I'm just fucking around. Oh yeah. Oh damn. I see what you're saying. So we're gonna be wrapping it up here, and I really just want to I really want. We have this trip coming up to New York. It's my dog's birthday. And we're going to live it up. And I just really want you to have the best time ever.
Thank you.
And enjoy your time. Thanks. And literally don't give no fucks about anyone else. To me, to a point. And if I do my own thing and I say, all right, I'm out. Just know I love you.
Likewise.
Catch you on the next one. But no, G shit. And I just want you to have the best time ever. And I hope this is one of the birthdays that we look back on. And like that fucking 30. When we went to New York. When we did the podcast over there, when we linked up over there, we went to the brewery studios, where the Airbnb, when I picked up my citizenship card as being a Bronx native, you already know. That's where I'm from. That's where my family at. I don't give a fuck what you gotta tell me. I don't want to hear shit. It's Dub T Dub, Terror Squad all weekend, baby. We turn it up. Drink Champs official member too, so don't get it fucked up. And my dog gonna be on the 6 train. Just wait for it.
I'm so Audi from the block.
That's a fact. Before I wrap up, was there some? Oh, it was that Goofy movie song.
We don't know it. We don't know. That's that shit though. Every time that shit came on, cause y'all gotta remember, like, cause we weren't like listening to the radio like that, so the music that we would listen to were like from movies.
Fuck yeah, it was the fucking movie.
It was the movie soundtrack.
Which one is it? You see it,
and we're back because your girl found the song that we will be ending the episode. The
Broder-N-Seester Podcast episode 1. Thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate y'all. Make sure y'all tune into the next one. Make sure y'all tune into the Ambition Hour podcast. Make sure y'all just put those dubs up.
Go to WTWRecords.com. Make sure that you subscribe.
And tell your brother and sister you hate them.
Cubs.